Well, good day everybody. So I am standing here in front of my cherry tomato plants that I planted, gosh, 4 to 6 weeks ago. These are my Tomato Mania plants that I got. And as you can see, they're doing really well. I've got a couple sun golds that I've been able to harvest. They were wonderful. Anyway, so today I'm going to be planting my hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 tomatoes in the ground. So I'll be filming that for you all. I have got the Granny Cantrell, the Mortgage Lifter, the Big Rainbow, and the Kentucky Beefstake. So why don't we get to planting? All right, so this is the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 Big Rainbow. And we have the Granny Cantrell for the Tomato Challenge as well. We have the Mortgage Lifter. And we have the Kentucky Beefstake. So I'm gonna get the planting holes ready. I prepped the garden bed already by smoothing it out, and then it's been watered, so it's nice and moist in there. So I'm gonna plant them about here, 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 and here. You can probably see the strings, but I do have the tomato hooks up above. I'll show you that later. So let's just get to digging here. This soil is full of life. There are so many beautiful worms in it. Hopefully I'm not going to disturb them too much here. The nice thing is this bed was infested with grubs, and it seems to be better now. I used some milky spore weed on it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is do a dusting of first thing I'm going to do is do a dusting of bone meal and blood meal. And I use crab and lobster shell by Neptune's Harvest and kelp meal by Neptune's Harvest, both of which add some great things. The crab and lobster shell break down over time. So I'm doing about a half a scoop in each, which works out to be about a tablespoon and a half in each one. A little more on that one. And for the kelp meal, the same amount. Actually, a little bit less of the kelp meal. All right. So I loosen it up a little bit. And I also need to all right, so I loosen it up a little bit, and then I want to make sure to take off any of the lower leaves that might be close to the soil line when I plant it. So, big rainbows going in the ground. See, the roots are nice. They're not bound, so that's great. Good timing for this. Let's get it in. So next I will go on to planting the companion plants for them. All right, so now we're on to planting some companion plants. So the companion plants help, of course, to keep the bad bugs away and bring in the beneficials and those kinds of things. So I'm going to be getting some in. I've got some marigolds and floral lace mix, dianthus. I don't know, that is pretty at the garden. And I've got some sweet alyssum. The plants that I have are from the garden center, and they've been around for a while, and they went without water for a little while, so take them a minute to recover. But most importantly, I'm going to be planting basil in and among here. Lots of basil. Basil helps to keep away the hawk moth, which lays the eggs that become the tomato hornworm, which are evil. Anyway, so my tray of basil that I've got going on here, just going to loosen these a little bit. All right, we've got that, and I'll put my irrigation back in. Great. And here we have the finished bed of the hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 tomatoes. I have got from left to right a big rainbow, Granny Cantrell, Mortgage Lifter, and Kentucky Beefstake. They're planted with companion plants, basil, and some flowers. And then you'll see the strings go up. It's about an 8-foot tall trellis. Some of the tomato seedlings that did not get planted yet or given away. This is my hashtag Tomato Challenge 2026 bed with 4 of my entries. Then on the table here, we have some cucumber, a tomato plant, another tomato plant, pepper plant, a couple more tomatoes, and over here as well. Then in this bed we have 5 tomato plants, one of which is been in the ground for a while. The other were all planted today. And this is my cherry bed. We have Sun Gold, a couple Sun Golds, Sweet 100, Mountain Magic, and Cosmic Burst. More tomatoes planted today. You'll notice the solo cups are still in there because I need to make labels for them. A couple other tomato plants that I've been in for a while. Beautiful oregano bush. This one was planted today. Tomato. Another tomato planted today. This is Celebrity. Strawberries. Then I have my raised bucket bed. There are 12 different plants in here. The ones in front and in the back have all been in for a while. And then these 4 right here in the foreground, the 3 in the middle row and 1 in the back row, they were planted today. Got rose bushes, a few of them. Tangerine tree, my lemon tree that's finally growing, seems to be coming back from being very yellow. Some more plants. An empty bed. My big rosemary bush.